so excited. Listen, every time you have to cart in a manga haul, you know it's going to be a good haul. This might be unexpectedly the biggest haul we're going to have all year, and the year just started. Okay, oh, coffee, god dang it. Now, you don't know this, but I just got back from visiting my folks. I haven't seen them since basically Christmas time, and before that, it was definitely a minute, and it was really nice seeing them. So I got home, I made some coffee. We're gonna open up a bunch of manga here. It was really cool to see my folks, and my dad, oh, bless him, he's like showing my YouTube channel to everyone that asks, like, yo, I love you, thank you for the support, and thank you for believing in whatever this is, but like, dude. But you guys know the deal here. I always get recommendations from you guys, so drop the manga titles that you're either reading or picking up or going to pick up in the future. And if you are new around here, consider subscribing and go ahead and give the video a like for manga collecting. I have no more patience. I'm staring at a pile of manga and my self-control is let's just start the video. Okay, next is a series that I absolutely love, but I had no idea volume 13 came out. Why did no one tell me? So imagine this. So I'm just out casually one day, hanging out with a friend. We go to like this Italian deli, we're getting food, and that Italian deli is somewhat near a Barnes & Noble. So I say to self, it might be a good idea to go manga shopping. Anyone else think like that? My friend was also into manga, so I invited him along and we decided to make a quick walk over to Barnes & Noble. I told myself, hey, we're just gonna go window shopping, all right? But if I see one volume, I'm gonna limit myself to one volume, all right, that I just have to have. I will make one volume purchases here. I was planning on not buying anything. But wouldn't you know, I'm the kind of manga collector that if I go to a bookstore, I'm gonna walk away with one manga volume. It was Vinland Saga volume 13. I had no idea this came out. This was like nowhere on my radar, and I have no idea why. I'll be honest with you, I haven't read this. I really want to read it, but it's been a minute since I've read volume 12. So what I'm going to do is maybe like backtrack a couple volumes or like 2 volumes, something like that, and just start from there. Anyone else have to do that when it's been a long time where you've read a bunch of series and now you're going to read a volume when it finally comes out? You kind of got to backtrack a little bit. So that's what I'm going to do with Vinland Saga. This is a personal favorite of mine. I really enjoy this series. All right, this is what we have here. All right. This is, oh, you guys like how I hold my box sets? This is the first. And notice I'm not saying the box set of the video. This is the first box set of the video. Let me just put this in my lap right now. I actually have a full in-depth review for Tokyo Ghoul, the box set here. I went up on my channel. Spoilers alert, it's not all positive. So if you're in the market to pick up Tokyo Ghoul and you're interested in the box sets, I highly recommend checking out that video. I will link it down below in the description, and you should be seeing it on screen in the upper right-hand corner. You know, one thing that I really love that I didn't expect when I started making videos here on YouTube was the amount of people that associate coffee with me. Okay, I'm not showing anything. Okay, here we go. Okay, this was sent to me by Yen Press. So let's see what's inside. But first, a coffee break. All right, first cup of the day. Yeah. It is early in the morning. Madrinas sent me a bunch of coffee. Right now I cracked open their single origin blend. Now, if you didn't know, Madrinas is a coffee company and they've been supporting the channel for a while now, and they just dropped 4 new coffee roasts. They just released Cold Brew Roast, their own espresso blend, Sumatran single origin, and of course, Morning Party blend. Now, I made 20 ounces of coffee and I got that by grinding down 52 grams of coffee per 700 grams of water, which should roughly give you around 2 cups or around 20 ounces of coffee. Now, for those of you that don't like the taste of coffee, but maybe would like the caffeine effects of coffee, Madrinas has you covered with green coffee fuelers made from unroasted green coffee beans, so you basically don't get any of the coffee taste. It's actually kind of a cool product. They also have quite the selection of cold brew coffee, which I've actually been drinking in some of the vlogs in the past. Right now, you can get 20% off store-wide over at Madrinas using code Boogie while at checkout. If you pick up some coffee, go ahead, tag me in a photo of you drinking it and reading some manga. I think that would be like the most wholesome thing ever. Now I'm gonna go drink the rest of this coffee. Thank you to the fine folks over at Madrinas for sponsoring today's video, and back to the manga. Let's not show my address or anything, even though a lot of you guys somehow found out where I live and know the Barnes & Noble I go to a lot, and then I even met a couple of you last time I went. Ushinoko, and this series is actually really good. Low-key, when this gets an anime, it's gonna blow up. The premise of this series is not only around like social media culture and trying to be relevant like online, and there's a lot of like YouTuber talk or like online posting talk that I was like, yo, this is a little real right now. I don't want to spoil any of the tropes, because let's say I even talk about the first chapter here, the character that you begin to know, something happens to that character. I don't even want to give any spoilers, but it follows the adventures of like idol culture, I should say. Our main character happens to be an OBGYN that dies and gets reincarnated as a child of an idol. And I know that's a bare minimum description. Listen, once this volume has been out for a while, we're going to talk about this series a lot more on the channel. My God, look, this is so cute. This manga was like made for me. Doomsday with my dog. My God, it has such a cute little Shiba. Oh my God, it's all in color. This is all in color. Okay, just by flipping through this, it's a 4-koma. All right, so the paneling is gonna look like this. This has everything I would ever want from a manga. It's a slice of life, it's dystopian, and there's a cute dog in it. Like, what else do I want from manga? Like, this is it, yes. Oshinoko, the quality was great. This feels like, I don't know if you guys can hear this. I'll be honest with you, the page count isn't like a lot, but everything is colored. There's a weight to this in my hands, and the cover is like that really nice matte cover that some volumes get. And look, the volumes are labeled with like a little paw print, so this one's gonna have 2 on the next one. Yeah, I'm sold. This is really cool. Okay, they sent me Pandora 7. I remember when this one got announced, and this is a chunky boy. This is over 220 pages. Now, I follow Yen Press on Twitter, and I remember when this got announced, and I just registered it in the back of my head. I actually don't know much about the series, so I'm thankful that they sent it over. I remember seeing a lot of positive reviews or a lot of interest in this series when it got announced. So you know what? I'm eagerly going to read this. I'm very excited. Thank you, Yen Press. Oh my God. Okay. All right. So we've had some wholesome series, and then the next thing I see is explicit parental advisory warning, explicit content, the little sticker here. And this is a series. Apparently Delusion Adventurers will save the world. The ultimate party is born. This is like hard wrapped up with like parental warnings all over it. It's rated M. Yen Press. Guys, boys, whoever said this to me. Yeah, I see you. These next 2 manga series, I don't know much about here, but the first one is Your Form, or Your Form A, maybe. This is what it's called, like a futuristic android sci-fi series. I'm quitting heroing right here. And you know what? I'm addicted to Fire Emblem right now. Fire Emblem Engage just came out on the Switch. I have put a little too many hours in right now. I've never heard of this series, but I'm immediately intrigued because this character right here she just looks like she belongs in Fire Emblem. Heck, both of them look like they belong in Fire Emblem. Yen Press, thank you, man. You really hooked me up today. Okay, we have another box here. We're gonna open it up. Okay, so there was an ongoing mission on my channel for quite a while. You can go back several vlogs. I will link all the playlists down below, but I was hunting for Spice and Wolf for a long time, the light novel series. One that I've wanted to read it for a really long time, but I wanted to find it like in the wild, just when I was out vlogging. I didn't just want to easily just order it online. So it took a really long time, but last vlog, okay, I found volume 1. So of course, I finally went online and I purchased volume 2. I saw this one. It was for a really good price randomly on Amazon, especially with Prime, like below retail. So I just nabbed it. So this is a random Spice and Wolf volume 17. This might even be the last volume. It gives off last volume vibes. Okay, next is another dystopian slice of life series by Yen Press. Who would have guessed? I clearly know what I like, but this is touring after the apocalypse. So the first series that we talked about today has to do with a girl surviving as the last human on Earth with her dog to keep her company. And now we talk about another one, which is very much like, in my opinion, Girls Last Tour, at least at the base level here. But this has 2 girls in it that are just wandering around like Japan in a rundown state, very dystopian, probably the only surviving girls left on the planet. Recently, I've been treating manga buying like I used to treat buying new guitars, okay? I will go to the music store, I'll go to the bookstore, right? And I will see something on the shelf, and unless I need it immediately, I'll say to myself, hey, we're gonna come back, and if it's still there, then I'll grab it. It's sort of like it was a meant to be thing. I don't know. That's just how I treated buying instruments. I walked by this one like 2 or 3 times IRL, and I always found myself like walking by and then like coming right back to it. And I've held it in my hands. It's even been in a cart at Barnes & Noble during a vlog one time, and then I took it out. I was like, no, I'll get it down the road. But I've done it enough times where I was like, you know what? I'm going to get it. I'm going to talk to you guys about it. I'll let you know my thoughts and feelings once I finish volume 1. I obviously just picked it up now, but yeah, I think this is going to be great. And if you are like myself and find that you do enjoy like dystopian slice of life series, this might be for you. And I'll let you know my thoughts and opinions on Twitter or on stream or something like that. Next is a series I've seen so many people pick up. I had to do it. Okay. It's been on my list since it basically got announced. It's a Viz series. It's called Helk. From my understanding, this is going to be a really cool tournament style manga, at least from my base understanding of this. The main character is so stylized and the art is what initially interested me about the series. Let me know if you're reading this. I'm very curious to know. I think there's a lot of us that just picked up this series or picked it up a while ago. Okay, I've mentioned how much music was a part of my life and is continuing to be part of my life. And there's been a series ever since I've started basically creating content that the second anyone finds out that I play guitar or anything like that, they always recommend one series to me. It's the same one over and over and over again. And I watched a little bit of the anime. At first I was like, I don't get it. This isn't like the best thing ever. And then I kept watching and it's actually a really adorable story. I hit a certain point in the anime where I'm like, enough. I'm going to read the manga. I want to find out what it's like, and then I'll watch the anime to find out what all the songs and stuff sound like. I'm noticing now it's a little damaged, so I'm going to see if I can get a return to get a pristine one, but I'm really excited to own this. This is the complete omnibus for Chaon. I've been wanting to buy this forever, and you know what? I was shopping, and I just happened to see it, and it was in stock. I was like, you know what? Man, I have zero self-control. I bought it. You know what? I bought it and I'm not sorry about it. I've been under the firm belief that most people don't have anything against music manga. It's just that medium of art is conveyed so much more efficiently through the anime. You get to listen to the songs. There's also a collector's side to me where it's like, man, sometimes when we buy a series, you want to find out like what the source material was like, but you also want to just like support the series itself. And I look at a manga collection as like a physical representation of like functioning art of the manga that I'm into and that I've supported. So with all of that said, I'm really happy to own Chaon. Okay, all right, let's take all of this. We're gonna set it down. Now, these just came back to me. I lent them out because I am a good friend that loans out manga. Now, over the course of this year, I really want to open up to you guys a little bit more and start giving my thoughts on manga, whether they be positive or negative. And let's just start off by doing that, where this was a series that I initially loved and I just sort of fell off at a certain point, and it just was collecting dust on the shelf, The Ancient Magus Bride, and I have a bunch of volumes of it right here. I think this is a masterclass in world building, okay? I've seen a lot of complaints about Ancient Magus Bride, but world building is not one of them. And on that note, I really don't mind when a series has like a little bit slower pacing just so that they can flesh out the world all that much more. And anyways, I digress. I think it was around volume 12 and these are out of order and every fiber of my being is telling me to put these in order right now. I also thought that the relationship between the two was just a little bit weird because she's sort of like in a forced relationship with him, but then there's like a really weird dynamic between the two and I thought it was odd, charming at first, then odd, and then I don't know how I would feel about it now. I'm gonna let go of the series. I haven't decided if I'm gonna give it away to like a friend, to you guys, maybe I'll sell it. I don't know, but there's 12 volumes here and yeah, let's quickly move on. But that's Ancient Magus Bride. Okay, there is a big box of manga here. Let's go ahead and get started. Let's open this guy up nice and carefully. The first one is, let me show you right here. The first one, after recommendation and recommendation and recommendation to pick up Bakuman, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna do it. It's time. This year, I'm going to dive into this series. This is Bakuman, the complete box set. Let's open it up for the first time together, shall we? This is a manga about manga and the creative process behind making a manga and the chaos that can ensue from there. So let me know your thoughts and opinions on Bakuman. What should I expect starting this one? Should I watch a little bit of the anime before reading this to get some context? Let me know. But yeah, I'm going to definitely read this year. And it doesn't stop there. There's one more. Hold on. There's like one more box. And this next one, you guys might not have guessed, but I'm actually really stoked to own this. This right here is Princess Jellyfish. I never thought I would own this, but you know what? I had a friend who basically convinced me to try this series out. And you know what? It's time to broaden my horizons. I'm an advocate for reading multiple genres of manga. There's beautiful stories in so many different genres of this industry. I believe this takes place in Tokyo, and the apartment that they live in is actually only girls, so there's no men allowed inside that apartment complex. Main character has an obsession with jellyfish because some dark stuff that happened with their mother. I believe this is going to be a very mature read, basically covering a lot of topics or touching on a lot of elements that can be a little darker, very subtle undertones. The art is phenomenal. It's won countless awards. I'm going to read it and I'll let you guys know my thoughts and opinions on this, and maybe a few of you will go out and pick this series up and try it for the first time as well. Okay, but that's it. That was so much manga, and we had 3 box sets in today's video. If you've made it this far and you're not subscribed, consider subscribing. We'd love to have you in the community. I did recently upload my entire manga collection, fully updated video, which of course will be linked below, but you should also be seeing it in the upper right-hand corner, so you could just easily click that. Thank you so much for watching, you guys. I'm in the mood to go work at a cafe, maybe read a little bit of manga and get some editing done. So I will see you in the next one. All right, bye.